when I come back home, can we do like shows and stuff? I know. Hey, what's going on? Alright, so anyway, I'm gonna be, hello, hi, what's going on?
Just so you totes understand what's going on here. Because obviously I have to clarify a bunch of things with you, because otherwise if you don't know which character is which.
I will now play Tiny Dancer on a harp in prison. You guys, I still talk to my BFF on Twitter even though he doesn't have time or whatever to answer me. I don't feel like I'm in a movie though, and it could be any one of several. Oh my god. My BFF is like really nice at like Stockholm Syndrome though, so he lets me talk to other boys. And this is like totes it would have to sound like this because I don't really know how to explain to somebody that I've just met things like who I know. Now we're just totally stuck eating a bunch of apples though, and it's really not conversational for me.
Though. Apples are falling down. I can do other conversation now.
I can do it. This is what it looks like, right? And this is totally actually Spidey's girl thing. So I'm like hanging out with like, you know, cool teachers who are a little older than me and stuff. And this is where we have to fight for our right to words to the werewolves. Yo, Comedy, what's up? Okay, standing in the bathroom, holding the pink wig, wearing the sunglasses, an empty can of energy. I've got the earphones. I've got a phone recharger. I have a bag of apple bites. But to say all this in the way I would like to say it to attract a man that I would be attracted to, by God, I'm not getting the good angle. Holy! Will you look at that splatter on the ceiling? It looks like an A! A scarlet A? Has anyone taught the literature of Nathaniel Hawthorne? Wow! What would a scarlet A look like? If not, this totally doesn't look like a scarlet A at all. It looks like a painting of a flower without a bud. Oh my god! But do you notice that I have to keep shooting these things for myself and sometimes I look shitty? And right now I'm doing this anyway, even though I am 38 and I understand some things about acting and facial. One can't believe that I need to have more different costume elements to convey how I'd like to speak. This is beginning to sound uncomfortably like something I might have sounded like if I had been doing a lot of vocalizing in a certain area of the financial economy at a certain age. Hi, I'm Jill. I do characters. Now, there are characters that I could basically convey a lot more information about if I had been writing. But if I had been writing, I would be creating a character that perhaps I didn't like as much as I would like to like myself. Because I totally didn't like a whole lot of the culture that occurred between 2002 and 2005. And Jill doesn't really think that Jill is the one deciding not to be writing, but it's an intuitive older than 38 perhaps, and in different areas of the economy, knowing what could go wrong elsewhere. I have a great idea, says Jill, quite sarcastically. Why don't I spend all my fucking time alone in this bathroom? Jill, thinking quite logically. Every time there's going to be a transitional something, there will be a different character. Why don't I just keep recording it and then put these videos together and convey the information rather than having myself censor myself to not communicate to people who might be listening just because I can't get the videography. However, I do understand that a lot of my facial expressions are just plain bad, but that's what happens all the time with videography, people taking candid pictures, people taking pictures of you on the street all the time. In fact, who wants to hear this? So when people ask me how I could possibly understand what it is like to be somebody that is really famous, I maybe do understand. Hi, you're famous? You have a contentious relationship with cameras and videos and street photography? And so there are people who are a certain age groups, except some of us who are like in another field like writing, and I've read a lot. I've read a lot. P.S. I spend a lot of time talking to myself in these short videos in which I talk to people. Honey, does it upset you that much that my facial lines are starting to show? Because the eye ones And that has been a word from I have no sponsors, just myself. Thank you. And if you think I don't understand what that means in a different way, then you don't know what I'm about to teach. I know what that means regarding my mimesis, but who's done commercials would really like to talk to me? And blogs. I mean, you know, who sponsored your blog and things like that.
So really, the way to handle all of these all at once is to explain a bunch of things about what I know about meta.
A couple of weeks ago, I opened my door to find a drunken kid out here. I somehow intuitively knew that I should open the door and look around. I was maybe wearing any combination of these props, and so I looked, and I was like, and I slammed the door. And here I am. What, you ask, does this mean to me? Well, I found a baby comedy on my doorstep. And action. Every one of you will now sing Build Me Up Buttercup. Every one of you will now sing Build Me Up Jill Mom. Who's your mama? Who's your mama? There's something about Jill knows stuff. You're psycho! Woo! Cut. Your supply of toilet paper. Oh boy. We will now begin yoga in the bath. Back to the bath. I'm trying. We can get to the self-portrait exhibit of George Bush like this. The semiotics of selfie up next.